everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be showing you one of our most highly requested tutorials and recipes, and that is good old cheesecake. So there's a lot of varying opinions and points of views when it comes to how to make the best cheesecake ever. Some people believe they must be baked in a water bath. Some people think that it has to have sour cream or heavy cream. I'm gonna give you my easy, foolproof way of doing cheesecake that's gonna get you consistent, delicious results every single time. We're gonna be demystifying cheesecake a little bit today. So without further ado, let's jump right in and get started. So for this recipe, we need a couple of things, and I'm gonna do it by crust and filling. For our crust, we are going to need 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs. Now in Trinidad, you don't really see graham crackers around, but you do see digestive biscuits, and there's no other way to say digestive biscuit, but you know what it is. You just crush that up. You can kind of pound it out with a rolling pin in a Ziploc bag, or you can just grind it in a food processor, which is what I did. We have 3 ounces of melted unsalted butter, 3 tablespoons of white granulated sugar, and then we have 2 pinches of salt. And for our filling now, we have 2 pounds of softened cream cheese at room temperature. We have 4 whole eggs at room temperature, 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of heavy cream at room temperature, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, and I'm using a clear vanilla essence just so it doesn't alter the color, and I actually find that the vanilla flavor is a little bit milder when you use clear vanilla essence. And then we have a lime here that I'm just gonna zest a little bit into, just to give it a little zing into our filling, and that's it. So first off, we're gonna make our crust. So we have our 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs. Sorry, digestive crumbs. I've just been reading graham cracker for like all the time, but it's really digestive. Put in our 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, our salt, 2 pinches, and we're just gonna mix that together till it's combined. If you want to make this dish or this dessert gluten-free, you can easily just use a gluten-free biscuit and then grind that up, and that could be your crust, and there you go. And now I'm going to add 3 ounces of melted butter. And you're just going to toss the crumbs with the butter till it looks kind of like wet sand. All the crumbs have a bit of moisture on it. So a lot of these times when you're looking at cheesecake recipes online or in cookbooks, you'll see that they ask to use a springform pan, which is that pan that has like a buckle that you can kind of unlatch, and then the sides come out. I'm sure you've seen it, the bottom might drop out and the sides come out. And that does make it pretty easy to make a cheesecake, but I've had some really, really bad luck with springform pans where there's a huge leak in it and I have to like cover it with foil outside. So I just said, you know what, forget the springform pans. I'm not gonna spend any more money. I have a really cool trick and it works just as well, if not better. You're just gonna line the pan with foil, and I tried to make this as pretty as possible for you guys, but I feel like there's no way to make foil as smooth as you want it to be once it starts crunching. So yeah, we have some foil in our pan. I'm just gonna take some non-stick baking spray and make sure I spray all the sides and the base of my baking pan. And then quite simply, I'm going to dump 3/4 of our crumbs into the pan. So these are our ingredients for our filling. We have our cream cheese, eggs, heavy cream, sugar, and vanilla essence. And we have our, lime and zester here. So a lot of the times when you're making cheesecake, if you've had cheesecake, you see 1, 2, or all 3 of the following: lumps, bumps, and cracks. And we're really trying not to have those in our cheesecake today. We want everything to be smooth, and it's totally easy to achieve. It just depends on the temperature of your ingredients, how quickly you incorporate them, and the sequencing of how we're putting stuff together. So to our stand mixer, we're going to add our 2 pounds of cream cheese, that is room temp. And then to that, we're going to add our 1 cup of granulated sugar. Today we're using a stand mixer to make our cheesecake. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a hand beater, like my old one that I have. But if you don't have any sort of electrical mixing help, you could do it by hand. However, it's going to be a little bit exhausting. But I don't think that should stop you from making this cheesecake. Anyway, so into our star mix, we have our softened cream cheese and 1 cup of granulated sugar. So I'm just gonna put this on medium speed. And I'm gonna let this beat uninterrupted for about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna scrape the bowl. So it's been about 2 minutes of beating on medium speed. So now we're going to just scrape the sides. What we want is for our cream cheese to be smooth, completely smooth. Like absolutely no clumps of hard cream cheese or anything like that. We want super smooth. Okay, so it has been about 4 to 5 minutes, and you can see the cream cheese is getting silky. So in the anatomy of an egg, there is a certain part of its structure that is built to trap air. So like when you're whipping a meringue with just egg whites, and it traps the air and it makes it like these tiny little bubbles that holds oxygen or whatever's in the environment, the air, into the egg. So what we're trying to avoid is beating too much air into our mixture as we add the eggs. Because if there's air in our cream cheese mixture, in our cheesecake mixture, it's going to try to escape in the oven, and it's going to leave a crack in the middle as the air that's in the egg is going to try to escape. So we're going to do this very slowly and only mix the egg until it's just combined, and then stop. So we have our last egg. I'm just going to add our vanilla in with it, and then mix just until combined. So eggs, heavy cream, yes, they add richness, but they can also trap air. So it's the same procedure with the heavy cream adding in. We're going to just mix it till it's combined so that it doesn't whip in the mixer and then the air escapes volcano style in the oven. And then to finish off, we're just going to put I would say maybe half a teaspoon of freshly grated lime or lemon zest, or even orange, whatever citrus you have on hand. It isn't very pronounced in the cheesecake itself, but if you don't put it in, at least I very much miss it. So it goes in with my cheesecake every single time. Give that one last mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Okay, so I see there's some bits of unmixed cheesecake or cream cheese around here, and those are lumps, so we're not going to put that in. So we're just going to work with what we have in our mixer that's nice and smooth. Into the pan goes our cheesecake mixture. So there you have it, that's our cheesecake, guys. So I'm going to put this in the oven behind me at 325 degrees for about 1 hour and 5 minutes or so. And I'll actually show you what to look for to make sure that the cheesecake is completely ready. So our cheesecake has come out of the oven, and as you can see, it's nice and smooth on top. There's no volcano action happening. And you know when the cheesecake is ready, so if you just tap it, it is set. It almost like jiggles like jello, so that it's not liquidy at all. If you touch it and it feels like it's liquid, it needs to go back in for maybe another 15 to 20 minutes, but it's perfectly set. It's not too much browning on top. So what you're gonna do now is let this cool completely to room temperature out on your counter, and then you're gonna place it in the fridge for about at least 4 hours, or ideally overnight. So you can think of it this way: you have 2 days of fun. One day you make the cheesecake and the next day you get to decorate. That's always a good thing, right? So here I'm just piping some little dollops or little raindrops of soft whipped cream, and I covered around my cheesecake with some extra graham cracker crumbs because I really like that. And then here I'm just gonna put a little bit more on top Just a little sprinkle like that. There we go. And today I am making actually passion fruit is going to be my sauce, but it's cheesecake. You can put anything you want on top. If you have cherries, you want to do like a New York style cheesecake, cherries can go great. If you have strawberries, if you have mango, if you have pineapple, all that stuff can go nice on top. I just made a really quick passion fruit sauce. My friend dropped off some passion fruits yesterday, so big ups to Lizzie. Thank you so much for my passion fruits. And I'm just gonna gently spoon some of this sauce on top. So here's our cheesecake. Simple, very homely, but the moment of truth, how does it cut? So let's see. This is what cheesecake should look like. It's super smooth. It cuts really nice and clean. It's completely set through the middle. I'm just gonna add some extra passion fruit. Passion fruit's my favorite fruit, like hands down. And nothing left to do but to taste, right? Okay. No excuses. You don't need a springform pan. You don't need any crazy ingredients. You just need some time, patience, and you get this cheesecake. I think it's worth it. So if you want to see more great video recipes and tutorials, you can subscribe to us on YouTube at eatahfood. And if you want to just keep up to date with food from the Trinidadian perspective, you can like us on Facebook at eatahfood as well. And if you want to see us on your feed all the time, Instagram at eatahfoodtt. More kitchen shenanigans from me and my food adventures. My Instagram is right here at mcclaire. And if you make this recipe, y'all tag me, let me know how it went. Would love to hear your feedback. I think this recipe is definitely worth a try. For any cheesecake lover, whether it's you or your family, you're probably gonna make some new family if you have this cheesecake, I'm telling you. And as always, it's a pleasure to have y'all with me, and I can't wait to see y'all next time. Bye.